Hello friends of Sudoku, welcome to yet another New York Times Hard Sudoku. This one is from September 26th, and I think it's a very nice puzzle. By the way, if you wonder about the audio, you should know that yesterday I arrived in Southeast Asia, and I didn't bring my usual headset. I'm now using a wireless Bluetooth headset, and I hope that the voice will come through okay. Another thing you should know is that if you've never been to Vietnam before, you should know that this is an extremely noisy country. So there are no guarantees that some noise won't occur during my recording. I will be here in Vietnam for the next 6 months because I just hate the winters in Scandinavia. So that said, without further ado, let's get started on this puzzle. There is, of course, an easy 6 to be found, and that is here because of the 6 here. There is no other place in this box that a 6 can go. So that was easy. I can also see a 4 that needs to go in this cell because of these two 4s here and the 4 here. Now, these 3 cells, of course, have to be a 2, 4, and a 9 in some order. There's a 9 here and a 4 here, so this one must be a 2. And without having to use a lot of brain power, I can put a 1 in this cell because of these two 1s and the 1 up here. And that gives us a 7 for this cell because of the 7 here and the 7 up here. Now we just need a 6 and an 8 to complete this row. I'm wondering, yes, it is a hard puzzle. I was wondering why it's so easy to get started on this one. For column 2, we need a 2, 3, 4, and an 8. There's a 2, 4, and an 8 already that can see this cell, so this has got to be a 3. And that means that this cell and this cell and this cell must be 2, 4, and 8 in some order. Of course, this cell can only be a 4 or an 8 because of the 2 here. And that tells us that a 2 for this box, and therefore for column 3, needs to go in this cell because of the 2 here and the 2 here. And that conveniently leaves this cell empty, and we can see that a 1 must go here because of the 1 up here and the 1 here. Now here's a little bit of a brain gymnastics. We still need a 5, 7, and 8 to complete these 3 cells. Let's consider the 8. If there's an 8 in one of these 3 cells, we call that a ghost 8. And there's an 8 here. That means that an 8 must go either here or here. And since we already have an 8 in this row, we now need to find an 8 for the top row. We know the 8 must go in the top row because it cannot go anywhere else. And because of the 8 here and this 8, we can put the 8 here with confidence because it's the only available cell for an 8 in the top row. And now for column 3, we need a 3, 6, and an 8. And we have a 6 here and an 8 here, so this has got to be a 3. And for column 3 now, we need to find a 3, 5, 6, and an 8. So this cell must be a 3 because of the 5, 6, and an 8 that are already present in the row and can see this cell. So this is a 3. Now we need a 5, 6, and an 8 to complete these 3 cells. So what's missing here? 4 and a 9. that doesn't help me at the moment. Well, yes, of course it does. There's a 4 here, so obviously this cell has to be a 4, and therefore this cell must be a 9. Now let's see. We need 4, 6, and an 8 to complete these 3 cells. And that means that we need a 2, 3, and a 5 to complete these 3 cells. And that also doesn't help us right this moment. So we'll find another angle of attack. I'm looking at the intersection between this column here and this row, and I'm looking at this cell here, and it can only be a 9 because we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8 already that can see this cell, so it has got to be a 9. Now we scan upwards, and of course the 9 here and the 9 here. With these 2 9s, put a 9 in this cell. So at least that's a little progress. And it gives us a digit for this cell, doesn't it? For the column, we need a 2, 4, 5, 6, and a 7. There's a 2, 4, 5, 6 already in this row, so this has got to be a 7. And the 7 here and the 7 here gives us a 7 for this cell because of the 7 up here, of course. And as we recall, this is supposed to be a 7, 9, right? 7, 9 pair. That means that the 7 can't go here, nor can it go here. And these 2 7s prevent a 7 from going here or here. And that leaves only this cell for a 7 in column 9. So we can input that now. And the 7 here and the 7 here gives us a 7 for column 1. Now we just need an 8 and a 5 for column 1, and the 5 here puts an 8 in this cell, and the 5 goes here. The 5 here and the 5 here gives us a 5 for row 8, goes here, and the last remaining digit here now is a 6. And of course the top row's 5 must go here now because of this 5, we need a 5 for this box up here, and the only place it can go is here. The last 2 remaining digits for column 4 is a 1 and a 3, and that must now be a 2 and a 6. There's a 6 already in this column, so the 6 must go here and the 2 here. But we can input an 8 for the bottom row because of the 8 up here and the 8 over here to the left. That makes this cell an 8. And as we remember, these 2 cells have to be a 6 and an 8. There's an 8 already here now, so this is the 6 and this is the 8. Let's see now. The 6 here and the 6 here force a 6 in this cell or in this cell. And we can figure out which one because of the 6 here. The 6 here will force a 6 in this cell or in this cell. And therefore it cannot go in this cell too. So the 6 will go here. Now we need a 3 and a 2 to complete column 9. It's not currently obvious to me where they go, so I'll put them aside for a moment and look elsewhere for the next digit. Well, here's a little bit of a logic, and it's concerning the 1, 3 here and the 1, 3 here. Of course, we also need a 1, 3 for this cell here, and because this puzzle cannot have more than one unique solution, this cell cannot be a 1, 3. We cannot have an X-wing consisting of 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and 1, 3. So given that this cannot be a 1, 3, what then can it be? What else is missing? We're missing a 9 for these 3 cells. So this cell has got to be a 9. And that gives us a 9 for this cell. And it gives us a 7 for this one. And I think now we are cooking. This is now a 7. And what else can we see? Well, we have a 1, 5 in the top row, and we have a 1, 5 in the 9th column. That means that these 2 cells have to be 1 and 5. And that leaves only a 4 for this cell. Now this is a 2 or a 3, and this is a 2 or a 3, but there's a 3 already in the column. This is a 2 now, and this is a 3, and this is now a 2, and this is a 3. And these are still 1, 5. Down here, we still need to find a 2 and a 5. There's a 2 in the column here, so the 5 goes here, and the 2 goes here. And that resolves the 1, 5 we had going on up here. This is a 5, and this is a 1. And that gives us a 3 here, a 1 here, a 1 here, and a 3 here. So far, so good. The remaining cell up here now is a 4. And these two have to be a 1 and a 3. There's a 1 already in the row, so the 3 goes here and the 1 here. 3, I said, and the 1 here. Now we have got these 2 3s, so we need to find a 3 for this row still. There's a 3 here and there's a 3 down here, so the 3 must go here. The last 2 digits for the row are going to be a 2 and an 8. There's a 2 here, so 2 goes here and the 8 here. And that gives us the 8 for this cell. And I think we're getting there now. This now has to be a 4 because of the 4 down here, and the last digit here is a 6. And that gives us a 6 for this row. And a 4 goes in this cell, and here goes a 5. I hope you enjoyed this puzzle. It only had 1 or 2 difficult points to it, but as soon as we spotted those, we were home free. If you want, you can subscribe to this channel. I will try to upload at least 1 puzzle every week during the winter season here in Southeast Asia. Bye for now. Thank you for watching.